Good morning, Singapore, and happy Labor Day!
That's right, we're here to keep you company through the public holidays as well.
And well, it's probably not that much different, given that you're probably working from home anyway. It does mean that you've technically got no obligation to do any work whatsoever and can, at least for the next hour, hang out with us.
It's a fun-packed day on Get Active TV as we start bright and early for the seniors workout at First Light, followed by an awesome bodyweight session that you had with Cheryl and Sam.
Now later on we've got In Your House coming up with Raj Kumar at 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. plus a good old boxing session with the lads from Uppercut.
End of your day with our two favorite men of Get Active TV, John Young and newly promoted daddy Duncan Elias.
But before all of that, let's take a quick look at the numbers. 528 new cases as of yesterday. 9 of them were community cases, with 6 of them Singaporeans and PRs, 3 of them work passers. There were 31 work permit holders outside the dormitories affected and 488 in the dormitories, a number that is constantly declining, thankfully. 85% linked to known clusters as well.
So we want to have a little bit of a shout out to, all our foreign workers. They are going through a tough time as well.
It's not easy, to be away from home and to be in these sorts of situations. I think it is...
They don't have their family with them.
It's hard,
yeah.
And trying to connect with your family is difficult. There was a little movie that was, a little short that was made to demonstrate, and there are a lot of initiatives out there to help them out. But let's just take a quick video that was done by Grid Synergy to showcase what it's like being a foreign worker in these times.
சரி போன செல்லக்குட்டி வடுகிட்ட கூட நான் கூட நிறைய பேசணும்.
வடு விளையாடாத போதும். இங்க வா, அப்பா உன்கிட்ட பேசணுமா? இந்தா. அப்பா எப்படி இருக்கீங்கப்பா? நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா?
ஏய் செல்லக்குட்டி எப்படி இருக்கடா? அப்பா நல்லா இருக்கேன்.
அப்பா நான் மாமா வாங்கி கொடுத்த சிப்பாய் பொம்மை வச்சு விளையாண்டு இருக்கேன்ப்பா.
ஓ, ஏன் உனக்கு சிப்பாய்னா ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும்?
நான் பெருசான பிறகு சிப்பாய் ஆயி நம்ம நாட்டுக்கு சேவை செய்ய போறேன்ப்பா.
ஓ, ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம்டா செல்லம். நல்லா படிக்கணும், அப்பதான் நல்ல சிப்பாய் ஆக முடியும். சரியா?
அப்பா சிப்பாய்க்கு படிக்கணுமா?
ஆமா, என்ன இப்படி கேட்டுட்ட?
அப்பா உங்களை மாதிரியா?
ஆமாமா, அப்பா மாதிரிதான்.
சரிப்பா, நான் நல்லா படிக்கிறேன்ப்பா. நீங்க எப்போ ஊருக்கு வரீங்கப்பா? உங்களை பார்க்கணும் போல இருக்குப்பா.
வந்துடுறேன்டா செல்லம். எனக்கும் உங்களெல்லாம் பார்க்கணும் போல இருக்கு.
அப்பா சிங்கப்பூர் எப்படி இருக்கும்பா? நல்லா இருக்குமா? உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருக்கா?
சிங்கப்பூர் ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கும். ரொம்ப அழகான நாடு. இங்க எங்க போனாலும் ரொம்ப சுத்தமா இருக்கும். வாழ்றதுக்கு ரொம்ப வசதியா இருக்கும். இங்க பெரிய பெரிய கட்டடங்கள்லாம் அழகா இருக்கும். இங்க இருக்கிற கட்டடங்கள் எல்லாம் ரொம்ப பெருசாகவும் உயரமாகவும் இருக்கும்.
அப்பா அந்த கட்டடங்களை நீங்க கட்டினீங்களாப்பா?
அந்த கட்டடங்கள்லாம் கட்ட நான் உதவினேன்.
அப்பா இப்ப எனக்கு புரிஞ்சிடுச்சுப்பா எதனால நீங்க ரொம்ப வலிமையாகவும் புத்திசாலியாகவும் இருக்கீங்கன்னு.
ஆமாடா செல்லம், அதனாலதான் அப்பா வலிமையாகவும் புத்திசாலியாகவும் இருக்கேன். நீயும் நல்லா படிக்கணும், அம்மா பேச்சை கேட்கணும், நல்ல பையனா இருக்கணும்.
அப்பா நானும் உங்களை மாதிரி வலிமையாகணும். அதுக்கு நான் என்ன பண்ணணும்ப்பா?
அப்பா மாதிரி வலிமையாகணும்னா நல்லா சாப்பிடணும், தினமும் உடற்பயிற்சி பண்ணணும். சரியா?
சரிப்பா. நீங்க சிங்கப்பூர்ல என்ன சாப்பிடுவீங்க?
சிங்கப்பூர்ல நிறைய உணவு வகைகள் இருக்கு. நான் எல்லா வகையான உணவையும் சாப்பிடுவேன். அதனாலதான் அப்பா வலிமையாகவும் ஆரோக்கியமாகவும் இருக்கேன்.
அப்பா அங்க உங்களுக்கு நிறைய நண்பர்கள் இருக்காங்களாப்பா?
இங்க அப்பாவுக்கு நிறைய நண்பர்கள் இருக்காங்க. நல்லா தன்மையா பேசுவாங்க, மரியாதையாகவும் பேசுவாங்க.
அப்பா எனக்கும் இங்க நிறைய நண்பர்கள் இருக்காங்கப்பா. அதுல ஒருத்தன் தான் மனோஜ். அவனோட அப்பா அவனை தினமும் காலை பள்ளிக்கு கூட்டிட்டு போவாங்கப்பா. நம்மளும் கார் வாங்கலாம்ப்பா. எனக்கும் பள்ளிக்கு கார்ல போக ஆசையா இருக்குப்பா.
ஓ அப்படியாடா செல்லம். அப்பா இங்கே நிறைய பணம் சம்பாரிச்சு உனக்கு கார் வாங்கி தரேன். நீ ஆசைப்பட்ட மாதிரி தினமும் பள்ளிக்கு காரில் போயாம். சரியா?
அப்பா, நான் ஒரு முடிவு பண்ணிட்டேன்ப்பா.
என்னடா செல்லம், என்ன முடிவு பண்ணிட்ட?
அப்பா, நான் சிப்பாய் ஆக போறது இல்லப்பா.
ஏன்டா செல்லம், ஏன் உனக்கு தான் சிப்பாய் ஆகுறதுன்னா ரொம்ப பிடிக்குமே.
அப்பா, நான் உங்களை மாதிரியே கட்டிட தொழிலாளி ஆக போறேன்ப்பா. நான் உங்களை மாதிரியே சிங்கப்பூர் வந்து பெரிய பெரிய கட்டடங்களா கட்ட போறேன்ப்பா. அப்பா, கேக்குதா?
So as you can see, these guys have it rough, and maybe not wearing waterproof mascara was a bit of a mistake. But I think there's a lot that we can do
And
as
learn.
Singaporeans, as privileged Singaporeans who have it a lot better than a lot of other people. And one of the things that we can do is to send care packages to our foreign workers. There is actually a website.
It's day.com.sg.
For $15, you can actually purchase a care package to be sent out to these guys. They're doing
fact,
great work.
We already had over 3,000 sent over.
Correct. We're hoping to get one of the founders of this site to come on the show as well to share a little bit more about what they're doing. But it's very, very, very important that we show these guys who have built Singapore and have given us the wonderful country that we have.
That's right.
To show them that we appreciate them, to show them that we care, and to show them that we are with them, especially during this hard time. They are the bulk of our COVID numbers at the moment, and I think it's important that we do our part to help them out and to make sure that they are taken care of so that they can take care of their families as well. So $15 will purchase a care pack. There's a lot of initiatives going around, but if you can and if you have the capacity to support day.com.sg, then head on over to the website and make a little donation. Speaking of snacks and care packages and trying to lighten the mood a bit.
So, of course, we were all kind of, and I know my brother-in-law especially was really looking forward to the 4th of May when McDonald's would reopen. But unfortunately, in more sad news, McDonald's has announced that it will be closed indefinitely. So they haven't even said, like, look, we're going to reopen on the 1st of June when the circuit breaker deadline is for now. It's an indefinite thing. So we do have some better snack alternatives, though.
That is true. Sorry, I'm still trying to.
She's regaining her composure. So every day we have a different giveaway, and the mechanics are super simple. All you need to do is go onto our Facebook page, make sure you like, share, follow, share the morning show onto your page, and drop us a comment. And each day we try and get you to comment with something a little bit different. So today we want you to comment on what has been the most adventurous thing that you've tried in the kitchen so far, given that everybody is training to become the new master chef. And we've got this fantastic giveaway for you.
We've got a $50 gift card for you to walk away with to the whole kitchen, and like we said, a lot healthier than maybe some McDonald's.
Whipping out McDonald's. So the whole kitchen is absolutely fantastic. They're a low sugar, gluten-free bakery, so all you non-gluten eating people who
Barbara clearly doesn't have any qualms about eating gluten, but if you...
I'm like, does it have gluten? I'll order some. Yeah, they specialize in these breads. You know, there's no added sugars or anything like that.
It sounds incredibly delicious and very, very healthy, and if you'd like to walk away with that gift voucher, then all you got to do is like, share, and drop us a comment. What's the most adventurous thing that you have done in the kitchen in terms of cooking? We're going to go for a short break, but when we return, we've got Sarah Lin joining us, who's going to be helping us to stretch it out. All you need is a stool and your good selves. Don't go anywhere. This is The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara.
Don't forget to comment.
Step right up, draw the next card. You're one of the brighter animals, so get along with everybody else. Is the ship sinking? I've been thinking. Always thinking. I've been thinking. Been a little time to get along. One of these days you're gonna feel. One of these days I'm gonna feel this haze. A wake-up call, throw the next dart. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
I love how this rush gear makes me feel. Every time I put it on, I feel super powerful. My training is super intense, so I need something like this that's gonna make me feel strong and ready to go.
Welcome back to the morning show, helping you to stretch it out this morning. As you can see, I've gotten rid of my high heels and I've now got my lovely little toe socks on to save you from looking at my unmanicured feet. Joining me in studio is Sarah Lin, one of my favorite Pilates instructors and gyrotonic instructors. And we're going to revisit this whole gyro element of movement and making sure that we're nice and flowy in the mornings. Now, the last time we had you on, we were doing a lot of sort of like spinal activation, and I've been incorporating that into my daily life. What else are we going to do today?
So we're going to do some hip opener stuff today.
Lovely.
Lower body stuff that it's really good for your hips to open up, especially if you're sitting down a lot all day at your desk or at your computers, or you're just gaming.
Yeah, if you're not actually working, you're just doing gaming. Okay, so what's the first thing we're going to be doing?
Okay, so you just need a stool. Make sure that it's the height where you can place your feet nicely on the ground. You want to feel grounded. You don't want to feel like you're slipping off the chair. You want to take your legs a little wider than hip width apart. Okay, and then you can bring your hands behind at the back of the stool. So you want to sit towards the front of the stool. And all we're going to do is just bring your legs together. And then we're just going to stretch your legs forward and think about reaching laser beams out through your toes, and then bend the knees and bring them back. And stretch out again and back. So when you stretch out, you do want to lean back a little bit to counterbalance.
I was going to say, so you don't fall off your chair.
Yeah, exactly. And back, and reach forward. And then now we're going to just take the hips out. So we're going to turn and open the hips in external rotation and bring them back in. So your knees still stay bent for now. Just open. And back, crack.
Yeah, I was going to say, what you're not hearing is the cracking of my hips.
Cracking is good. It just means that you're popping air bubbles in there and getting more mobility going through your hips. So we're going to go out, stay here. Then we're going to stretch your laser beams out through your toes, bring the legs back together, and bend the knees. So if you imagine you were outside and you were sitting at the edge of a stream or a river, and you're just kind of dipping your toes in, making ripples.
Because that's the closest we're going to get to being by a stream.
Visualizing it, So you want to use the breath, exhale, and bend. Out, and back, and out, and back, and try and be as graceful as you can. Then we change direction. So we go out and together and out and together and open and together. Last one. Good. Now we're going to do a bit of a brain teaser. So we're going to go crisscross, open, and then one leg goes forward. And then we're going to go around like a compass.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a compass. Well, yes, well, you're doing the opposite of me, but that's fine.
Okay.
Then we scissor the other way.
Yep.
And then we go around, and then they meet in the middle. So you go 1,
2, and around, and together, and 1, 2, and around, and together. Yeah, so if you got that, that was kudos to you.
Nice.
Yeah, we're just going to do some internal, external rotation in your hips. So if you imagine you got a diamond for legs.
How you? Okay. Right, my legs don't work that way.
It's fine. Don't worry about your toes. So you just want to create a diamond shape. The external rotation comes from your hips.
Okay.
And then you stretch your legs out. And then you turn your hips in like a lobster tail. And then you pull your toes back in underneath your hips. Turn out from the hips and stretch forward. Turn in like a lobster tail and around. And
being on a shaky
stool
is not helping.
Yeah, so if you want to feel a bit more stable, don't choose a swivelly stool. But it does help you to use your core muscles to stabilize you a bit more. So we're going around and forward and in and out and forward. Good. So you just want to rotate from the hips. Then we change direction. So we start an internal rotation and we reach out. Turn the hips out to pull the feet in. Turn the hips in to reach the legs out. Turn the hips out to pull the feet in. So out and bend and forward and
I feel about as graceful as
bend. Yeah.
A slug.
No, you're doing good.
On a wet day.
And bend and out and come back into the center. Yeah.
Oh, goodness me. Okay, all right. I can actually feel my glutes cramping a little bit just from being in that position. Okay, I think we've got time just for one extra exercise.
Okay, so the last one we want to do is a bit of a side lunge kind of, but it's a supported side lunge. So I might turn this way.
Okay.
So you want to have one butt cheek still sitting on the stool.
Yep.
The other butt cheek of the leg that's
away. This is where my short legs are clearly very apparent compared to Sarah's long legs at this point. Come on then.
I can't really see. Okay, so this leg that's on the outside, the knee wants to reach down.
Yeah.
The forward foot is grounded. You still want to feel like you're not going to slip off the stool, okay? So as you stretch the leg that's outside backwards, you want to lift the chest and arch. So you're going back to your spinal movements again, but incorporating with the hips. And then curl the body as your knee bends. So it's almost like you want to bring your head towards your pubic bones, towards your hips, and stretch the back leg away, lift the chest and arch like a crescent moon, and curl. 2 more. Inhale to arch and exhale to curl. 1 more time. And curl.
That's a really nice hip flexor stretch. And then we swing it around and we're going to do it on the other side. Okay.
Exactly.
And this is where you can comment on my form. I'm sure it's
Everybody
atrocious.
has different problems on each side or different sides. So lift the chest, stretch your right leg away from the heel that's pressing back, and then curl. Think about the tip of your nose reaching towards your pubic bones. Inhale and arch, exhale and curl. And curl. 1 more time. Open up the front body and curl. Open the back body and rest. And you can do 1 more.
Cool. And we are done. Thank you so much for that. I feel like really nice and open in my hip region right now. So if you'd like to give these exercises a little crack, you can try them at home. Super simple. If you'd like to, you can hit up Sarah to find out a little bit more about what other exercises you can do. We are going to head off for a short break. Don't forget to comment on our Facebook page and let us know what's the most adventurous thing that you have cooked in your kitchen. For me, it would probably be the bubble tea. Was that great? It was fabulous, but then it just took so much effort. Well, I want to know what you guys have been doing. Stay with us though here on The Morning Show. Coming up, Barbara and I sat down to chat with Haneri Miliona. That's coming right up after this break.
love how this rush gear makes me feel. Every time I put it on, I feel super powerful. My training is super intense, so I need something like this that's going to make me feel strong and ready to go.
Hello and welcome back to the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. Now we've got a very special guest today on another Skype session. We'd like to introduce and say welcome, Heneri. How are you?
Hi guys, I'm doing really well as I can be doing. It's really not, my life hasn't changed too much in the past 2 weeks.
Okay, so we've got to address this. We call you Heneri, but obviously a lot of people, especially in Singapore, know you as Daphne. So what prompted the name change? Is it official? Is it on your IC?
Yeah. Is it legit and on that pink IC?
It is definitely not on my IC. I think my parents would have disowned me if I changed my name. But Heneri stems from my Chinese name, which is Pei Yi. Yi is the name that my grandpa gave me, which means 100 million, which I translated which is Heneri Miliona. But he always wanted me to have, be plentiful. That's why he gave me that name. So I wanted my new artist name to be something, because under Daphne Khoo, I had done I'm a songwriter primarily, and I'd released music, acoustic music, pop music, and I just felt like it was starting to get very confusing. I've been releasing music since I was 18, and that was a very long time ago. I won't say how old I am now. It was a long time ago.
You don't look a day over 21. What are you talking about?
Yes, I'm 22 plus many, many years.
So tell us about this little ball of snow that you have, who is very comfortably lying on your chest.
This is Snowball.
Oh,
she flew in from LA with me.
So did you get her in LA?
I did. She's a Cali girl.
Aww.
She likes to sunbathe, which is not happening recently. It's been raining a lot.
Yeah, the weather's not been fantastic.
But she is from California. I got her on Craigslist, which is
I did not know you could get a dog on Craigslist.
Okay, a little bit dodge, gotta admit.
It seemed, I had looked on, people rent apartments through Craigslist. So, if you're going to live somewhere, you get a dog on Craigslist.
Fair enough.
I guess.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about when was the big move to LA to begin with? What prompted that move?
So I went to school in Boston and then lived in New York for a year and a half after. But basically everyone that graduated from my music school went to either New York or LA. So New York is really great for musicians that perform a lot, and LA is really good for songwriters or producers or people on the business end.
Because that's where all the happening people are.
So the Hollywood.
That's where the business is.
Yeah, exactly. But rent got so expensive in about 2016, 2017 that all the studios in New York were closing. So you could be a performing artist, but if you wanted to be a recording artist, you'd have to either go to Nashville or LA. So it was New York, Nashville, or LA. These were the three places that everyone from my school went to. So because those were my network of people and the people that I worked with, and I had done New York already, I knew that I wanted to try to get in with the bigger names and bigger companies and really try to be on the same level as people that I had watched growing up, or knew about that were writing songs that I loved. So LA seemed to be the place. And I moved there at the end of 2016 on a 3-year visa. So at the end of 2019, my visa expired, which wasn't that long ago. And then I came back, and then I had to decide if I wanted to renew, if I wanted to stay, if I wanted to move back home. I had to make a decision because I had already had Snowball for about 2 years, and it wasn't just me moving anymore. Yeah. It was the both of us moving. And if I decided to move back to Singapore, it wasn't like I could move here for a year and then go back to LA, because it's not easy to move an animal. And it wouldn't have been fair to her.
So speaking of Snowball then, tell us a little bit about that whole situation.
Well, I can tell you that it's not easy considering moving an animal, a live animal, 17 hours in the air. So there were a lot of considerations. Do I get a company to fly her for me, or do I put her like in the cabin with me? And to do that, you have to pick a specific airline that will let you let her travel with you.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of preparation, a lot of paperwork. In Singapore, they want to make sure that all the dogs that come in get quarantined. They need to have various vaccinations, mainly rabies vaccinations, in order to be cleared to come in. So it's a lot of paperwork. But you know what? She's here now, so I'm so grateful.
And you got to have her with you when you were serving your quarantine when you came back.
Yes. So my quarantine was 14 days and hers was 10. So ABS called and they were like, your dog technically can go outside, but you can't. And I was like, thanks for reminding me, guys.
And you served like a lot of quarantine. You in LA, over here. How was that?
It's honestly been not as hard as people. It's been tough because I haven't been. It's been weird for me to come home and not have all the local foods and see my family right away. And they always pick me up at the airport, but obviously that couldn't happen this time. And of course, leaving LA was really sad because I couldn't say goodbye to all my friends after 3 years of spending so much time together, working together. So that was really sad. But work-wise, it's kind of been the same because I write and I record and I do everything from home. So it's honestly, and because I moved all my stuff, I basically set my room up in the hotel room. I'm very notorious for moving my furniture around a lot. So I moved all the furniture around in the hotel room and put up like my posters and everything. So it was like my room for 2 weeks.
Nice.
And then I came home and had to redo this room. But it's honestly been okay.
And so then sort of moving forward, what's the future looking like for you? I mean, any projects on the horizon? What should we be looking out for?
So I actually had an EP that was supposed to come out in March, but obviously that's changed. I actually had a web show that started last September that I stopped because I was basically running around the place, not sure where I was going to live. So I'm going to reboot that. It's called Making It. It's basically about me at 17 on the Idol stage and everything that I've been through, including my cancer, relationships, moving, family, dog, career, everything's in there. I try to be as honest as possible. I just want to be open about the things that I've been doing. I'm not good at being boastful or anything like that. I don't have a team. I don't have a marketing team. I've been an independent artist my whole career. So it's kind of my way of telling my side of the story. So I'm excited about that.
And when can we expect that one to get kick-started again?
Probably mid-May.
Awesome.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck. And it was really nice chatting with you, Snowball. So cute. And I'm really glad that Snowball, who has clearly been such a big part of your life and is clearly family, I'm glad that you guys are still together and that you've been able to reestablish your life. But Singapore welcomes you back with open arms.
Yeah.
Are we all gonna call you? Snowball loves it, I think.
Are we all gonna call you Haneri from here on out?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Haneri, thank you so much for joining us here on The Morning Show. We've absolutely loved having you and Snowball join us. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having us.
Bye.
So we're going to pop off for a short break, but when we come back, Singapore's mum of two and I guess the motorsport sweetheart of Singapore.
She is. She's our only female racing car driver that we have here in Singapore. She'll be in studio, though, talking about the racing that she's doing against her toddlers to try and keep them occupied. Don't go away. This is The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara.
Step right up, draw the next card. You're one of the brighter animals, so get along with everybody else. Is the ship sinking? I've been thinking. throw the next up. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
Hello and welcome back to the morning show. Barbara's popped off for a quick coffee, but actually, you know what? I think she's gone to go take part in our whole kitchen giveaway today. So if you haven't already done so, head on over to our Facebook page, like and share the stream. But also, don't forget to comment and tell us what's the most adventurous thing that you have cooked in your kitchen. Joining me in studio, Claire Jedrek, Singapore's only female race car driver, who is absolutely amazing, mother of two, and because it's Friday, it's Family Friday. She's joining us in to share a little bit about her kids. You have two, Ollie and Charlie, and they are the most adorable human beings on this planet.
I tell you what, they do keep me busy, and I'm, even after two, I'm still thinking to myself, I've got two kids? Whoa, like, who am I?
Yeah, because the Claire that I knew back from we were in school, like,
Yeah, it's still a really weird thought. I think even my parents are kind of like, man, Claire has two kids. Like, you know, my sister has three kids, and she kind of got it out of the way early, so they just kind of forgot about me, and I was like, great, you know. And
don't have to worry about it. But then here you are with two, technically under two, and
I know,
how's life been?
It's challenging. It's definitely challenging, and I think a lot of moms feel the same kind of thing, like especially being at home, trying to keep them entertained, trying to find a routine, trying to break routine when things don't go according to plan, and just yeah, actually, to be honest, I think I feel a little bit more privileged now that I actually have the time with my kid, and it's actually been really amazing because they've kind of taught me about the small details that I always miss out, and I have no excuses now to really feel that guilt all the time, going like, oh, you know, like I wish I was there, but I want to do something else. You know, I get to do it, and I get to watch them grow up.
You've had this whole series online, your messed up SG,
Yep.
that's what it's come to, and it's basically ways for you to amuse your kids and hopefully inspire other mothers as well. Let's take a quick look and see what Claire's been up to with Ollie, especially.
But essentially, I'm going to allow my 2-year-old son to put makeup on my face. This is all of Mama's makeup. What should we choose now? Should we choose an orange? Change color. Water-soluble color paint SCS. We've put it into a bottle and we've mixed it, and then it's the easiest way to squeeze it in. And you just fill it up. What are we making? Play-Doh.
Play-Doh. Flour. Water. Green. Blue. Red.
Oh no! Daddy, you're really missing out in all the mess. Is it safe to eat?
Just some eggs.
And just punched holes to get the egg out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these little dinosaurs inside for Ollie to crack open. Look. Oh! Holding. Oh! Floor.
Hello, more dinosaurs.
You're making a big mess.
Down.
Whoa, that's pretty good.
Wonderful. He looks like he's having so much fun. Where are you getting these ideas from?
I don't know. I think a lot of the time I myself as a child and what I wanted to do, and what my parents maybe kind of put boundaries on me just because they didn't have the time to clean up and do the things. So I just felt inspired that way, and I kind of felt like it's a bit of a social experiment actually. A social experiment, number one, because I wanted to see if he was doing stuff on purpose versus if he was doing it accidentally, making the mess. I think number two, it was just about me thinking about like how I can get creative to push my gender of play versus learning.
Yep.
And I think number three, just for him to just go crazy and just see what he will come up with. I think it's quite hard at times to put them in a box. And I think, like I said earlier, as a parent, we tend to put boundaries, and we just want to let them go free and be creative because they're so creatively pure at that age.
It's so much fun to watch them try and learn. I mean, with that dinosaur egg especially, it's just sort of like they don't expect it to be in there, but at the same time, like the sheer joy that you see on their faces when it's there and it's something that they enjoy and something that they like as well.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Oh man, I'm gonna keep trying to find out different ways that I can make a mess and let him play, and without doubt, like I think the most fun about it really is to just try and, like you said, see that spark in his eye, because I think every time even I watch that video again, it makes me happy, you know, just to see that excitement on his face and expect the unexpected. In that situation, but I'll keep doing that and also involve Charlie. So I think the next thing is to get them both involved and see what
Charlie's
he can do.
not quite at the age where she's sort of interactive and playing, but she's actually really understanding and learning her boundaries with Ollie at the moment, isn't she?
Absolutely, and even Ollie with her. So I think it's quite fun for them to just let loose, you know, have a bag of flour and see what happens.
The cleanup, though, the cleanup. I can think about the
cleanup, but that's expected, you know. That's expected, and I just think about, like, as a child, what I wanted to do and just go crazy, and you know, and I can see him looking at me, kind of going like, "Mama, like, am I allowed to?" And for me to go, "Yeah, go crazy!" Like, you know, it's like it's the enjoyment on his face is just priceless.
And what about that balance between learning and playing? I mean, he's obviously in school, but there is no school at the moment. So how are you trying to create that balance?
Well, creating the balance, like I mentioned earlier, is trying to get creative. So I have to think of ways, because to actually put letters in front of him and go, A, this is A, and this is B. So I do things like where creatively I take maybe post-it notes, put it around the house and get him to match it up, or get him to match it up with like items that he knows. If you saw in the video, he got to have fun with like flour, water, and he would repeat the words because he gets to play with it, interact with it. And I think just being repetitive, like we spoke about earlier, is just a great way to do it. And yeah, that's just the easiest way is just to make it playtime and to get them to repeat. And they ask questions back. So yeah.
And just to wrap it up then, advice for other parents out there who are looking for things to do to amuse their kids?
I think there's so much online right now. I get other parents sending me stuff and I feel inspired from that as well, and I tweak it and make it my own. I think just let them have loose now and again. I think it's hard for them to stick to something, and don't beat yourself up if it doesn't go according. There's some days where I try and get him to watch something, to play something. Like, you know, I said, go crazy, put paint all over me, and he's just put paint on everything else except for me. You know, and that in its way, like, you know, I shouldn't say, no, paint me, like, you know, just then let him explore that and then try and encourage what he actually likes to do.
Okay, fair enough. Well, thank you, Claire, for joining
You're
us.
welcome.
Thank you so much. I think it's always great to hear from other parents as well, just the different things that we can do. So you can always follow Claire on Instagram and find out a little bit more about what she's doing with Ollie and Charlie if you need a little bit more inspiration. And hopefully after circuit breaker, we can get you back on with the kids, maybe?
Absolutely.
I don't know. That would be a lot of fun. We're going to go for a short break, but when we come back, it's Barbara back in the studio with us. And let's just say that we've put her to work. Don't go away.
Step right up, draw the next card. You're one of the brighter animals, so get along with everybody else. the ship's sinking. I've been thinking, always sinking. I've been thinking, been a little time to get along. One of these days you're gonna feel. One of these days I'm gonna feel this haze. A wake-up call, throw the next up. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
I love how this rush gear makes me feel. Every time I put it on, I feel super powerful. My training is super intense, so I need something like this that's gonna make me feel strong and ready to go.
I'm back.
I missed you.
Oh, thanks. I feel so loved. It's the morning show this Labor Day, and speaking of labor, as you would have seen during our break it down segments, Cheryl Lowe has kind of been taking Kelly and I to break it down certain types of movements, and she's been helping me attain the six-pack that I never had, much like the Loch Ness Monster. We're not entirely sure if it exists.
Now they got to break down the hollow body hold and the reverse crunch, and no, I didn't envy them one single bit.
Welcome back to Break It Down. We've got Cheryl Lowe with us this week. We're learning all the different
Bali local.
If you're at home, do join in with us. It means that we can really hone in on that technique and make sure we've got it down to a T. Cheryl, what are we doing today?
All right, so the movement we're going to be doing today is hollow body hold. That is how we're going to start. It's what we are working on is the abdominal exercises.
So working on that six-pack business.
Yeah, but before we start on any of the abs exercises, it requires your knowledge on hollow body hold and to get the right muscles working.
Okay.
Yep.
So what do you want me to do? I'll lie down.
No, you can lie down first. Relax first.
I don't want to.
Yeah, this is the part you can relax first.
Okay.
So for hollow body hold, actually a lot of, I got this from gymnastics training, where they actually, all the gymnasts have to do this like every single training session for, I don't know, a whole minute holding there. Basically, your legs have to be off the ground. Everything is straight, arms over your head, legs off the ground. But usually, when people bring, you just don't want to bring your legs off the ground. So, wait, lift your feet off the ground. Yeah. Okay. And usually, there's a little bit of gap on the lower body, so you can lower back. So you can relax first. Relax first. So that little gap at the bottom of their lower back, that's what we don't want. And usually, how I do it is
you want to tilt your tailbone up.
Yes, correct. So you want to tilt the hips forward a little bit. Your upper back or mid back can be on the ground, and the lower back has to be on the ground. So before we start, you hold on, bring this underneath your lower back. And this is for me to pull to check if your lower back is on the ground. You can lay down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. So this is usually how
I didn't know I was getting tested.
To check if the lower back is on the ground. So before we start any abs exercise, it's really important to know how to do this correctly. With the hip tilt forward, you activate the lower ab muscles, which is what we want to work on. Usually you don't feel it at all because we rarely use it. So this is how you're going to activate the lower abs over here. So lift your feet off the ground, shoulders off the ground, crunch forward slightly. Yep, hands without touching. Doing good. So if let's say the towel doesn't move, that's good. Yeah, you can hold it there for another maybe 30 seconds. So you have to make sure the towel doesn't move at all. If it starts to move, that means there's a gap there. No. So the key thing is to make sure your lower back's on the ground. That is the proper hollow body hold, because a lot of people hollow body holding,
but with
the lower
arch.
back arching. So this part I'm gonna be able to pull. So you don't want that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that is the basic of any abs exercise.
Oh, that's the
basic.
That's the basic. Okay.
Activation exercise.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. Let me put this back here. Yeah, because we're gonna do more. Laying down again. So now that you got the hollow body hold, you can lay down, relax first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I sit.
So I cannot pull. Yeah. So now that you got a hollow body hold, what we want to work on more lower abs is the reverse crunch, which also a lot of people are not sure of the angles.
Okay.
You just bring your knees in, come back out. I don't feel anything because there are certain angles that you have to go for.
So I'm not using my upper body with my lower body. Okay.
It's just lower body. So this part, you can actually relax your head. Relax your head down.
I'm going to take my clip out because that was... Okay.
Yeah, your hands will be by the side, relaxed, and then lift your legs up to 45 degrees first. Yeah, so this part already, I'm gonna start pulling on the lower back. So you make sure your lower back is down. You just have to bring your knees in towards your chest, bend your knees, yeah. And then shoes towards your hands, actually hands by the side. Yeah, shoes to your hands. Some more. Yeah, that's the one.
As far as it goes.
So that last bit, that last centimeter is the one that counts. You want to tuck in a bit more and then straighten out again. So 45, and I'm pulling here. Okay, tuck it in again and straighten out. Okay, you want to make sure, do that again. Make sure your heels are up a little bit more. So you keep that same 45 degrees angle going out, coming in. Yeah, going out, and then as you come in, don't drop your heels. Yep, here. So tuck in more. Your ankles have to reach your hands. Yeah, there. Okay, and then straighten out again. So it's about making every rep count. Instead of doing like 100 of them, just do 10 proper ones. Yeah, and when you straighten out, make sure your lower back's still down. I'm like trying to pull this out. Doing good.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so is there anything else?
No. Okay. Yeah, so that's the hollow body hold, and then move on to the reverse crunch.
That was the reverse crunch,
Yeah, that was
right?
the reverse crunch.
Okay, so quick question. So a couple of years ago, I fractured my lower back, right? I'm fine now, so that was fine. But there are a lot of people out there with lower back issues that are either undiagnosed or untreated, and they just kind of classify them as lower back pain.
Yeah.
Are there ways that they can do something similar or work on that lower ab without causing too much stress on that lower back?
Yeah, so we will actually do exactly the same where you lie down, but without lifting the legs up at all. So really starting from scratch, learning on the hip tilt. Yeah, you can lay down. No, sorry, let me put this first. There, okay, now you can lay down.
Here. Okay.
So this time around, you just hands, yeah, you can relax by the side. When your whole body's relaxed, there'll be a natural arch on the lower back. That's normal, especially if you have been training glutes. And then it's gonna be there's gonna be an arch there. So this is loose here right now. What you want to do without moving the rest of the body, all you have to do is think about sucking in the belly button all the way down to the spine, all the way to the ground. That's it. Yeah, relax first. Now relax your legs and then just here. And then pull it. Yeah, that's it. It's still moving. Okay, there. So you want to make sure your back is down. Hold it for 10 counts.
So you kind of like tilt the tailbone up a bit?
Tilt the tailbone up a bit.
And this is still hard work. Like,
it looks like you're not doing anything, but it's actually a lot of work when you're just doing it properly, really crunching in, tilting the hips forward. So that's the main thing. You want to tilt the hips forward. So you put the pressure off the spine. Yeah, doing good.
I really feel my double chin coming out here.
Okay. Just a little bit. Yeah, so that is really first step to activation or rather learning how to control the hips to tilt the hips forward.
Okay. Yeah. And then you can just kind of progress from there.
Yeah, to the hollow body.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. I think I've already felt the core starting to work, and I think a lot of that helps with posture, especially because people are sitting down a lot more nowadays at home, really. So you want to make sure you've got that good posture, squeeze those abs in, and really keep it nice and tight. So if you've tried this with us, let us know. Don't forget to tag us. We want to see how you're progressing with not just your big hit workouts, but also these little technical sessions as well, which we're going to be having every day on Break It Down. Thank you so much, Cheryl.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you after this. So welcome. Not exactly the most flattering angle.
It's okay.
What have your workouts been looking like? Because I'm not going to lie, it does get a little bit boring coming up with your own workouts. I have a tendency to only do the exercises that I like. Because there's no one pushing me. I did switch and end up taking a little bit of inspo from you and doing the 100-somethings. Although I don't always hit 100.
Just go online, just find like lots of different resources, and sometimes like.
But then they
just
make
find
me do
different
exercises
challenges.
I don't like.
Yeah, well,
like
sometimes,
burpees.
or push-ups, like the police in Bali are doing. If you're not wearing a mask, they're actually making offenders drop down and do push-ups. And on that note, we're going to go for a short break. Why don't you drop down and give us a couple of push-ups, and then when we come back, we've got a quick reminder and recap about what's coming up next week. Don't go anywhere. This is The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara.
Step right up, draw the next card. You're one of the brighter animals, so get along with everybody else. Is the ship sinking? I've been thinking. Are we sinking? I've been thinking. Been a little time to get along. A wake-up call, throw the next up. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
Welcome back to The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara. We have an incredible giveaway today, and if you haven't done so already, what are the things they need to be doing?
Like and share The Morning Show on the Get Active TV Facebook page, and also comment and just tell us what's the most adventurous thing you've made in the kitchen so far.
And what can they win?
Ooh, I was just thinking about what's the most adventurous thing that I've made in the kitchen so far, and I can safely say a mess. So you can so easily just walk away with a $50 voucher from The Whole Kitchen. The Whole Kitchen has a whole array of healthy things. They've got the granolas, they've got the protein balls. One of my favorites is the hazelnut cacao, that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
And they've got a little like a full hazelnut inside.
Oh, I love hazelnut.
I know.
I think of hazelnuts and I think of Nutella.
So it's like the cheap version, right? It's a nice, quick, easy breakfast sometimes if that's what you want. A little snack before a workout, just to keep that tummy going so you can eat afterwards. They've also got some great granolas, all their best sellers. And what I am going to do after this, because I was scrolling through their Instagram page earlier.
And you were like, I'm going to take part in this competition.
I was like, ooh, bread. So they've got some really good loaves of bread as well. So for all of us who are experimenting with different types of spreads on toast, that's a good option. All you need to do is comment, tell us the most adventurous thing that you've made in the kitchen so far.
Okay, now remember, we've still got plenty more vouchers to be given away if you are an Under Armour fan. Next Thursday is when you need to be paying attention, because we've got a code that will give you a whopping huge discount on the Under Armour site. So that's underarmour.com here in Singapore. We've also got some incredible guests coming your way as well, the likes of nutritionist Charlotte May. We've got the Edible Garden City coming in to teach us how to spruce up our herb garden at home and how we can add our own little vegetables to the mix.
A Spartan family.
That is right.
Oh, too cool.
Not just one Spartan. We've got an entire family of them who've been training really, really hard. So there's all that and so much more. We will see you on Monday.
And not forgetting we have our Mother's Day special on Friday. We've got a special guest coming in. Not going to tell you who. We're also, instead of breaking down different simple exercises, we're now going to turn it up a little notch, and each day there will be a different break it down based on yoga, Pilates, calisthenics, weights, and stuff that you can basically do with the whole family.
Thank you so much for spending Labor Day with us this morning. We hope you enjoy the rest of your public holiday and the long weekend before you get back to it on Monday.
That's right.
But whatever it is that you intend on doing this weekend, make sure you stay safe, stay strong, and stay at home.